Welcome to another exciting episode of Video Game Bang. Video Game Bang. Your weekly source for all things video game. Featuring your fearless hosts, Corey Vincent.
I'm pretty much Microsoft and Marvel. The cans are on. It's when ish gets real. I didn't get shot during the day.
And Aaron Carter.
Buy the armor, I equip it, and it's like pink thong. The guy that delivers vending machine items in my job. He could play it right.
Fill up your Mountain Dew and grab your Doritos. It's time for Video Game Bang.
What's happening, everybody? This is Aaron Carter with the Video Game Bang. I'm sorry, I don't have a catchphrase like "What's up, pizza?" I'm working on that. I got a couple of Jewish writers. They're in the back. They're gonna be whipping up something soon.
That's terrible.
Yeah, we're gonna start it right off.
Great
We got a
stuff.
really small, quaint show for you here today. Who do we have in the room? Let's go around the circle. To my left or right, depending on where you're sitting, we have.
Depending on where the listener's sitting?
Yeah, they're sitting everywhere. We have Corey Vincent. Say what's up, people.
Hey, what's up, pizzas?
There is, you know the pizzas. And to my right, as here, always, we have Mark Griffin.
What's going on?
So I'm going to be driving the bus today, apparently. It's a little small bus, right?
This is a short bus.
It's a short bus. Well,
No shame.
And that's good. Because I was the person that sat down and endured a 3-hour torture.
Twice.
A 3-hour tour.
Twice.
Now you catch it on. And that tour was called the VGX. You know what? And I tell you the honest truth, before we even go further, the whole time I didn't figure out what the X stood for.
10.
Does it really?
It was the 10th one.
Oh.
I guess it makes sense.
I think I saw someone on Twitter say extreme.
That's what my first guess was.
That's what Joel McHale said.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he was like, it's the extreme stuff. In between his drunken and I didn't care rants, but we'll get to that definitely later. We've also played a little bit of the Wii U again today. We're in the weekend episode, so that means we played a game at Corey's house, Wii U. But
my wife made cookies. Thank you.
She made
There's
chocolate
some
chip
good
cookies. Yeah. We ate his wife's cookies. Okay,
Wow.
we're going hardcore here today, baby. We played hardcore Wii. We're talking about hardcore VGX. It should be a good show.
I'm ready.
So let's start off with the top. Of course, the VGX. Who all watched it here?
I waited till afterwards and I just hit the trailers and skimmed.
I read taglines for posts about it.
So we're just getting progressively worse.
Wow. any preconceptions, like any notion? What did you want out of this? Because I know you've seen previous ones, right, guys?
I had zero expectations.
I mean,
expectation.
really for me, it was just like we talked about the Nintendo thing. I was really hoping for a big Nintendo announcement, and we got Cranky Kong.
Yay!
Really, Cranky Kong? You're excited about that?
No.
Eh.
Absolutely not. I
Will
have
you
no
be
idea
buying
who
that?
Cranky Kong is.
Will you be buying that?
I wasn't even planning on buying Donkey Kong to begin with. I'm sorry. Donkey Kong just has kind of fallen off the interest wagon for me.
Wow.
I can still, I can't, honestly, Mario's off the wagon too. I don't really.
Well, I mean, everybody, once you get a Nintendo system, everybody knows you got to get the top 5, right? You got to get the Mario, the Zelda, the Metroid, the Donkey Kong, and the Kirby.
Yeah, well, for me, it's always just been a top 3. It's just, yeah.
Donkey Kong's my favorite character to choose in the cross platform because I don't know. He just
You like monkeys?
he reminds me of me.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I identify with the monkey with the pointy hair.
Is it because you're hairy?
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. So they did a lot of surprises, quote unquote, there at the VGX. The biggest surprise was how bad it was.
Was that you were surprised?
Yeah, actually,
That was
because
not surprising to me.
because you would think people would learn from previous mistakes. So the last shows, if anybody has never seen the VGA or
learn
X,
from previous mistakes. Obamacare.
Wow, how dare you? That's perfect. The last few years, they've all been like award shows, like your movie show or movie award shows and your music award shows. So you have the host, who is probably some famous, funny celebrity, in front of a large crowd, trying to make them laugh as he sets up each award, and then they just knock him down with other celebrities that present said award.
Just like an award show.
You would think
Yeah,
so.
the Emmys or
Crazy idea there.
So on this one, they had Joel McHale from Community and Talk Soup. Is it still called Talk Soup?
Just the soup now.
Oh, excuse me, The Soup. I'm showing my age.
Get it right.
Big time.
Get it right.
So Joel McHale and Jeff Keighley from Game Trailers and
Sonic is
exactly.
Sonic and his gun.
This is a little.
Now I don't know. It may just be me, but Jeff Keighley is very annoying. He seems like if you put enough money in his pockets, he'll be on any team you want him to be.
Yeah, I get that from him too, and that says that's. It feels like everybody at the top echelon of video game personalities kind of has that to a degree. I get that same feeling from Greg Miller. I think you
Who's
do
Greg
too.
Miller?
He's the guy from. He's the glasses guy from IGN.
Oh, yes. The
man
definitely,
boy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to go out on the limb and just be like, oh, they're tools. They're money tools and stuff like that. They're making the money,
And
whatever.
they worked hard.
Yeah, and they definitely
They kicked
did.
ass. They hit the pavement to get where they are, but it's like when you hit the point, especially in gaming, it's just kind of...
Like, there's no more... Everything's kind of just... There's no... it doesn't look like he knows his own favorite game or not. And Joel kept poking at him, like, what do you want to see tonight? And he just kept, well, there's Titanfall type of information. Like,
Oh,
no,
he's being PC.
Oh,
basically,
yeah.
totally being. I mean, it's something you've got to do. I think when you get to that point, because especially there's so few of those internet gaming personalities that get those big hosting jobs. You see Jeff Keighley on everything,
Yeah.
and he does that by staying PC. So I can't blame him for that.
They're not going to get a guy on there who's going to say, oh, yeah, that game's going to blow.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
You're
you
average
know,
gamer.
But why not? That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, those personalities are out there.
Here on the Video Game Bang show, that's what we like to keep, right? If we don't like
Yeah.
the game, we tell you about it.
Straight up. But it's,
We're also not being paid.
we're also not getting paid.
So are you saying we're gonna
This is
sell
a
out?
labor of
No,
love.
no, not
you
at
saying
all.
that, people?
No, I wouldn't
No,
sell out.
But I'm saying when
We'll
you get,
never be Jeff Keighley.
yeah.
Are you serious?
Well,
Oh, my
I think
gosh,
we're not.
guys.
I mean, more of like. I mean, I'm not.
That's where the bar's at in our lives.
Jeff Keighley.
We're never going to be a Jeff Keighley.
There'll be a door marked Jeff Keighley, and they're like, you can walk through that door for $10,000. You're not doing it.
10 grand?
$10,000.
That's scratch. That's nothing.
No, there's nothing.
No, not for my integrity.
Do I-
Okay, all right.
How long do I have to be Jeff Keighley?
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about.
No. I mean, I thought Corey was going in a different direction. He says we're never going to be Jeff Keighley. I was like, well, you mean like, totally sell out or PC like that?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going.
Or
with
did
it,
you
not-
mean on the celebrity level?
Both.
Wow.
See, I want
Way
to
to
be.
have
I want to get
faith.
to. I have faith we'll get there eventually. I mean, we're
Exactly.
growing big
Here on the
you
Video
know?
Game Bang, we like to shoot for the stars.
I think it's possible, but it's like, if that's where we're at right now, are we going to be as popular as
There's
Jeff
our
Keighley?
fearless leader.
I
Fearless?
feel today Aaron Carter's running the show. How dare you? And I say that we're going to be beyond Jeff Keighley. Because in that show, now let's go back to the VGX.
Yeah.
In the show, they started off very rough. Now, I can tell they had teleprompters telling them what to say, and they were stumbling on lines. Jokes were being shot out by McHale, and they were just being left on the ground because there was nobody to react to them except for the studio.
So was there a studio audience?
See, there was a studio, but there wasn't a studio audience.
What?
So everybody's seen the soup in here, right?
Yeah.
And you know how he tells jokes,
And there's an audience that
and there's an
laughs.
audience that reacts.
Yeah.
He would try to imitate that, and it just didn't go over well.
People said he looked disinterested. When I first saw it, I thought he was drunk.
Yeah.
From the small clips I've seen, there's an awesome video on YouTube. If you look it up, it's VGX in 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and they pretty much give you the nice little lowlights that just make it really accentuate how terrible it was.
They do.
Smosh seemed to like totally miss the mark.
Well, see, and that's another thing. As they were going down the night, Joel and Keighley were doing their thing. They would sprinkle in these internet celebrities. So like Smosh, they had
PewDiePie.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's his
name. So these people that I barely know, but I know that they're big time on the YouTubes. Like somebody else may be big fans and so on, but they didn't kind of fit into that, I don't know, award show feeling or something like that. They just were kind of out of place.
Seems
Yeah.
kind of small, like smaller time people for a 10th. For them to change from VGA to VGX and going the whole 10th, year of doing it.
And what do you guys think
like-
you need in an award show?
They went from Sam Jackson to PewDiePie.
Because like when you're watching like the
Yeah.
Oscars and the Grammys, you see little skits and you're fine with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hit and miss, but I appreciate the attempt.
Okay, so then that's what they tried here. And would you say you appreciated it from the little 3 minute that you saw? Because you pretty much did see the whole skit.
Then no, it was pretty bad.
Poor writing, I guess. Chalk it up to poor.
Well, that was
writing.
probably Smosh.
You
Not
know,
saying they're bad, but
Joel McHale's capable of so much more. His hands must have been tied in a lot of ways, and I don't think that's his field. Maybe give me Hardwick or something. Chris Hardwick would have been someone who's knowledgeable in the fields, who has a nerd reputation, because it kind of felt like Joel McHale was making jokes at the gamer's expense.
So you think they shoehorned him into a situation?
Yeah, I think it was a paycheck, and I think he tried to save it. I think he gave it his best, but it seemed like he was just screwed. And we've been a part of situations. We've all been in those situations
where you just don't fit.
You just don't fit in, and you can't save it, and you just got to just watch the
train wreck.
Yeah, just watch the world burn.
You know who I personally enjoy? I think would have done a great job is Kevin Pereira. Like, you know
what?
Oh,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
I see Pereira once a year or whatnot.
Where?
In Vegas. He hosts Nintendo's press conference in Vegas.
So he's done this before.
Oh yeah, so yeah, he's an awesome host when he's there, like just full of energy, like
he was on the short list.
Why though?
I don't know why they didn't choose him.
They didn't break the bank to go for a whole bunch of celebrities. They just got Joel McHale and said, go next to this Canadian guy and make it work. So why not go for somebody that's already done this? Yeah,
established and has experience,
and will cost you way less. Like, what do you need to see Joel McHale for?
You don't. I think they were trying. I think with the big pull with Joel McHale is they're trying to pull in the Soup and the community audiences.
But they're not gamers.
I love him on the Soup and I love him on Community, but it just wasn't a fit.
It wasn't a pull. It wasn't a reason for you to watch.
No, definitely not.
But I think that was maybe some of their mindsets. Like, I think that's a lot of mindset when it goes with any type of guest hosts is they pick like, a lot of people watch this person really like this. They're trending really well. Blah blah blah. Let's get them for our show and get some of their trending.
And I think that's the issue with the VGX and why it's out of touch, is that they look at what's trending instead of like, let's go deep into the underbelly of game.
What's important?
What's important?
That literally on their website is what's trending. Before the show came on, they had a whole list of what's trending, and then each one like in number form, like, this is 100 or whatever 1,000 or something.
They had
to
edit out the ones that say VGX sucks
because it was
all was on Twitter.
That's how they got their host, and they were pretty stuck with them. So it was like, let's move on forward. So now we have two uncomfortable people, and they're presenting games to you. So the first one that kind of came up that was a surprise was not really a surprise, but Nintendo said it was going to be a surprise. Nintendo comes out, you got Reggie, and you got his little forgettable name partner.
Constable Reggie.
And so they go up there, and it's more awkwardness. I swear, it seemed like a high school dance or like a junior high dance where the girls are on one side and the guys are on the other side. And they don't really want to interact with each other. So Reggie comes out and he talks about this new exciting game, and then he shows Donkey Kong, and it's like that was what we had to wait for, and they've built this up. We even did a story 2 weeks ago, last week.
They were talking about, and wasn't your guess that it was going to be more of a hardcore game?
I did.
That's way back at E3.
For.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is Donkey Kong's already been announced. Like Donkey Kong was supposed to be out this month. They pushed it back to next year. So now they're talking about they came out and was like, this big build up for a game that got delayed. Oh yeah, they've been showed stuff.
So
for
they've
Donkey
shown
Kong.
stuff. So then this was just no secret.
They've shown the enemies and they've shown the worlds
so
and everything like that.
I'm guessing because this seemed like the theme of the night: awkward and unprepared.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
awkward was the word of the night.
Yeah,
I read all the articles I read, including yours, which you can read on nerdreactor.com. Awkward is like in the first sentence.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Like there's no other word. I was looking for synonyms actually too for the word because I felt I was using it too much in the article. But unprepared, I would say, is the second thing. So I'm thinking that Nintendo probably had something else,
and they pulled out
at the last second, because throughout the night each developer would come up and then they would kind of tell a little bit about their game, but either the game seemed like it wasn't ready, or they hadn't been working on the game, or this is not what we really wanted to show you at the moment. Previous ones, I don't remember them doing too much talking with the developers on previous shows and stuff like that. They had more celebrity skits and stuff like that.
Do more of that. Maybe if they did one thing right, it was with the interview for No Man's Space.
No Man's Sky?
There we go.
Wow.
I was sorry, people. I was binging while I was...
That's terrible.
Yeah, No Man's Sky. That was like a hit.
That was the only one that they
thing.
showed. They showed gameplay, and they talked to the developer just a little bit about what he was doing and everything. He kind of seemed a little tired and everything like that, but he came from London, so I can give him a slide on that.
Yeah, he looked super tired, but he was awkward on camera. But that's developers, and he gave us the most pertinent. I was more hyped from him just telling me about the game and his thought process than Jeff Keighley and Joel McHale telling me how great Call of Duty is going to be.
So then the question to me, or to you guys that I would ask is this even necessary anymore? Because the highlight of the night wasn't any of the awards.
I honestly
There was
forgot.
awards?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I forgot there were awards.
They were
portions to it.
small, like commas within this large paragraph of mess. And so if you just had a long 3-hour game trailers episode where they just brought on guests from, different companies to tell you about their latest game and titles and show you exclusives, do we really need an award show?
We don't. And now, honestly, I was thinking about it when you guys talked, like when you said Donkey Kong had already been out there and in the world, because industry's blown up so big in the past 10 years that there's a bunch of people, including us, who it's basically what we do on our job. It's our job. It's our hobby. Is we just look for news. We want to know exactly when a game's been announced.
And the internet spews it out so fast that it's just like
we know way ahead of time.
You're a day late. Game Informer. We were talking about that the other day. How Game Informer, a magazine still in print, kind of comes in slow with the stories. Well, I don't know how fast they get them. Well, their writers probably get them pretty quick, but they print it out a little slower than what the internet, actually not even a whole month slower than what the internet can produce.
And most of the announcements we get are actually from the people and developers. It seems seldom that things actually leak anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You get occasionally you'll see job postings. That's how we, like the Star Wars open world thing. You can kind of piece things together, or maybe the registration of a domain name. But other than that,
I think those are the two main ones.
And even that's not enough to actually like go on TV and talk about.
And honestly, I think a lot of that stuff is still done on purpose. I think a lot of those leaks, they're
the Fallout 4 website. Have you guys seen that?
I didn't go to it.
No, I heard that was bogus. Though.
Yeah, it was a hoax.
Is it a hoax?
It's a hoax.
I
Yeah,
heard that was a hoax.
They debunked it.
I was looking for that at the VGX too.
Yeah,
nothing of Fallout, nothing of Mass Effect, none of big titles for next gen that I was looking for. It seemed like it was a whole bunch of stuff that I already knew was coming out.
I mean, nobody cares. Tomb Raider's coming back out again. The definitive edition. I honestly didn't see much of a difference. I think that this week's South Park episode defined it best. As like, the Xbox One graphics are about 10% better than last generation.
And so they just seem to mirror what we've already said on the last episode about this launch. We haven't seen anything yet that says, hey, this is next gen in the games, I should say.
In fact, talking about Xbox One, the more I'm getting used to the interface, the more it just seems really stripped down.
Oh yeah,
like the demo, like it seems like an unfinished product in some ways. Especially when me and Mark were working on trying to get into a party chat today. The party chat is a headache. They've acknowledged that it sucks and that they're going to fix it, but it's really awful.
So basically,
please go through
so
that.
Yeah, so I was playing Rise and Corey was playing 2K or whatnot. So I sent him a party invite so that we could play Rise together and do some of the co-op. So I go, use the voice command. Snap brings up the party while I'm playing, so nonstop, keep going. I tell it to send a party invite. Sends him a party invite. The screen goes in. I have to go down and physically click to turn party chat on.
Yeah, it
like,
doesn't just
so they disable it?
Yeah, so like you will be in a party, but we won't be able to talk unless we both go and turn on party chat.
That's extremely stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb. I had to stop what I was doing.
So why haven't we just copied and pasted Microsoft?
Exactly. That's what
should.
we said earlier. Like, why did they change anything from the previous party session?
It's got to be one guy in the meeting. Let's change up this whole thing and make them relearn it all over again.
That was the one thing that definitely wasn't broke. So don't try and fix it.
Well, I wouldn't say not completely broke. Not broke, but the only issue I ever had with the original 360 party chat was the fact that we'd all be playing. 7 or 8 of us in the room playing Call of Duty, and then one of us would get kicked out of the room.
Definitely, yeah.
That's one thing. I
mean, interface, but
they
could always improve. Because the voice quality was improved.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just the new headset is cheap.
Feels
it seems
cheap.
even cheaper than the last one.
Yeah,
definitely feels cheaper, and then the volume only goes up so high. I like the controls for when you plug it in. It plugs in there really sturdy, and then they feel like extensions to the controller. The mute button and the volume up and down.
That's cool.
Yeah, real easy to use right on the fly without having to look down and fiddle with your controller to figure something out.
Yeah, so following the cable down to find that little thing.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge plus. You don't have to take your hands off the controller to mute your mic.
And no drops.
We didn't have a drop.
You guys didn't have a drop?
No,
that's
and
probably
the sound quality was good. It's got like some muting thing on it too, so you don't hear room noise. just when Mark would talk, he'd talk, and then it would just go
Yeah, it mutes all the background
Silent.
noise, which is nice.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
definitely
some
necessary.
sort of roll off.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So the internet connection, I'm guessing, has a lot to do with you dropping and stuff like that, right? Is it the servers or
I think
anything
it's
like that?
mostly servers and your own internet connection, probably. But I mean, it could be a little bit on their side.
Tie back this all around to the VGA or VGX, whatever you want to call it. The whole thing seemed to be broadcast only online. Did any of you guys see any broadcast on the television?
No, but then
No.
again, I didn't look.
You know?
I don't pay for cable.
Okay.
I refuse.
So as you
Cable-
still
Cable is a jip.
Wow.
It is these days.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, but still, nonetheless,
Yeah. Okay.
this is a
No.
show that's supposed to bring gaming to the biggest media so far. I guess television, right? That's still the king of it all, right?
I don't think television's the king anymore. I think the internet and the computers have taken over.
But
that
see,
role.
this is the thing. Internet has probably more people on it than TV watching, but it's more people on different things as opposed to everybody watching Arrow, everybody watching Dawson's Creek, which has probably been off for
But
decades.
everybody DVRs now, anyway.
and everybody also DVRs as well. So, do they even have a way to track that?
I think it does hurt ratings for TV shows if you DVR it.
If you DVR, it just hurts it all
I
together.
think so.
They've got a way to start tracking that because then you can at least say, hey, 500,000 people DVR'd, my show for this week. But anyway, I didn't see any type of broadcasting for the VGX on TV, but I saw different mediums like Hulu and Xbox. Everything was all streaming it. 3 hours, no commercials, no censors. So they were fully able to curse and,
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Was it Tyler the Creator?
It was definitely Tyler.
Yeah.
Him and his group, they just threw so much gasoline on that fire already because they were so awkward and just weird. They would say like the most random things, and I'm guessing that they had a teleprompter in front of them as well. But it's just like, and there was no purpose. Like literally, there was no purpose for them to be there. Jeff Keighley and McHale could have done all the intros for everybody. They didn't need them out there. There was no purpose for. Okay, here's another question: when you're watching like the Grammys, do you really watch it for the performances as well?
Actually, yeah.
The performances
That's
are nice.
probably
It's a
one
nice
of the
touch.
only reasons I do watch it. I don't care about the awards. The award shows in general just always seem arbitrary.
Like
I agree with that.
I mean, it's necessary because these people do work hard. I think,
Yeah.
No, definitely. They need to
but
be
you're
shown
actually
that
watching for
recognition.
the extras, right?
It's weird because there's like this thing when you leave it to the critics, they always choose like some stupid movie you've never heard of, but was probably really artistic. And then you do People Choice Awards, Justin Bieber wins everything.
Because it's the people.
Yeah.
And there's another thing for the VGX. When I was looking online, they had the categories that we voted for. I guess you can say we. I didn't vote for anything.
I didn't.
Anybody?
Yeah. Nope.
Did you guys go any detail on the spike or whatever?
No.
All right. So they had the people that we got to vote for, and then they had people from Kotaku, IGN, Giant Bomb, reputable website sources. I didn't get to see Nerd Reactor. What's going on, Win?
I don't know. They were falling. I don't know.
Win, you gotta put some
next year.
Oh no, yeah, you gotta put some authority down there.
They'll give us like a little 2-minute stupid thing to do. Hopefully.
Yeah, there we go.
Something
Get our-
is better than nothing.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But I don't know. Everything just seemed kind of, with the whole night, just seemed kind of unprepared. I don't know. And then it just made me question at the end of it, was this really necessary? Did you guys feel
No,
like you need...
Totally not necessary.
I think the big thing for me is rewards. Yeah, they're nice, and awards or whatever, they're nice for the developers, and it's kind of like a notch in their belts or
little
whatever.
nod, yeah.
But I mean, for me, as a for them trying to get to the hardcore audience and show all this new stuff or whatever, I already know what I like for the most part. I mean, it's gonna take some major convincing to change me, especially when it comes to like award ceremonies and like they give Game of the Year to Call of Duty or whatever every year. I'm like, Call of Duty's not doing anything innovative, nothing new and stuff like that. I don't know who won the
Never
award.
has.
I
It's
don't know.
GTA 5.
GTA
Do you
5.
agree?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Aaron?
For Game of the Year?
Oh, heck yeah. Wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly. too.
Wholeheartedly.
I honestly don't.
Last
Who?
of
Like,
Us.
Who is it?
I still have to give it to Last of Us. I think that GTA it raised the bar for Grand Theft Auto standards, but
Wow.
It really didn't.
For Grand Theft Auto standards, you're not even going to say for gaming standards in general.
I don't.
An online world that you can free roam around
the attention
with.
to detail, just in the you can tell the development team with interaction with the community.
Yeah.
Rockstar's awesome.
I mean, it was by far their best Grand Theft Auto they've ever made.
And I
That is
think-
without a doubt.
And they've opened it up as well to where they can add stuff all day and
Here's my argument
Always
against Last
changing.
of Us. Last of Us is, from what I hear, a tremendous game, and I'm not going to say it's not. One thing, it's not a deal breaker, but when any other year it could have won. This year it's going up against GTA 5, which was available on both platforms.
yeah.
Sold gangbusters.
No, I
One of
agree.
the best-selling games. It crossed over from video games into got
Like movie type of
it got
sales.
mainstream
Yeah.
media attention. It was a skit on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cultural impact of one video game. To me, says game of the year. It wasn't gameplay of the year. It wasn't story of the year. It was game of the year. And when you look at it that way,
So you're looking at
Okay.
it as a whole as opposed
As an
to
entity.
one little small aspect
As of that,
of it.
I could give it to that because for how much Grand Theft Auto 5 did touch, I'd agree with you on that.
Because you
But
can probably see Last of Us and be like, that's a hands
gameplay,
down better story than,
everything
than
else
Grand Theft
involved,
Auto.
I'd say individual parts of Last of Us, every individual part of Last of Us just beat the tail out
Because
of
the
Grand Theft Auto.
soundtrack for Grand Theft Auto was pretty good. It was good enough for them to warrant to try to add a concert at the end of the VGX.
yeah, they've had a great record of amazing soundtracks.
Yeah, they
you don't
always
even have
have
to
a good
like
one.
the game to just at least be able to have a favorite radio
And it's
station.
not even, I don't think it's that hard for the sound department because they just pick,
Nope.
oh, what's my favorite song? Let's license that.
Yep, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did. And so at the VGX, they tried to recreate that for the small audience that they had. And that just ended the night on a kind of a down note. Like, yeah, okay, this is cool. I got the music, but I'm not at this concert. You know, who's ever watched a concert from their couch? And not even from the couch because it went on TV. So from their laptop chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't good. The overall experience though was we don't need one next year.
No, I'd be perfectly fine if they said we're not going to do one next year. I'd rather have a new conference or something, or a straight just web only conference that goes on to where just like kind of like to hold me over to the next E3 or something.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of those now. You know, there's GameCon,
What's true?
BlizzCon.
there's BlizzCon. Well,
GameStop has their own
GameStop
con
now
or
does,
whatever,
yeah.
or
So, and
conference.
I think as we move forward, there's going to be more and more. The only thing is, when does it get to TV?
I don't know if it needs it.
What?
doesn't-
That's the masses right there, right?
The thing is, though, I think the masses that watch TV aren't the same masses that care about video games. I'd much rather always play games than sit there and watch TV.
You know
I think
why?
we forget too that there is a huge majority of people that don't care about the game until it comes out.
That's true.
Yep.
And I think I wrote another article on nerdreactor.com. It was the 4 things I wanted to see from the VGX. And one of the things that I put down was more interactive. I think there's a disconnect from your gamer and then your television watcher. Television watcher sits and has it happen to them. Video game player plays and affects what's, going on. If there's a gamer that's trying to just sit and let something happen, they're like, well, when do I pick up a controller and press A or something?
So you want some like American Idol voting
There's
added
gotta
into
be,
it?
There's got to be something that connects me with that world. Because there's too much of a big disconnect for me to even get involved into it.
Press A if you want Joel McHale to slap Jeff Keighley in the face.
Exactly. You know how many A buttons we pressed at that time?
It's pretty cool. I've seen done is at a conference I went to. They had each of the groups are split into different sections, 4 different sections, and they have fighting games playing. And then basically the fighting games are controlled by whatever. It doesn't matter who's controlling them. But the winner is decided by whoever voted most in that section.
Yeah.
So it'd be Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, but regardless of, or you could put it who's the crappiest Mortal Kombat character? Who would you say? Noob Saibot?
Probably Sonya.
Sonya?
Noob Saibot.
I don't know.
He's
Noob
broken
Saibot,
as
he's
hell.
broken as
Is he?
yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's put Noob Saibot versus
Sonya.
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 Yeah, and it, if there's more people in that part of the country for Sonya that voted, Sonya would win.
Let's leave it up to
kinda
people.
cool.
That kind of
Little tiny things like that.
I mean, it's just it's an idea. It's
But all that stuff is for us. That's why
Yeah.
I
You
say
know
it
what's
needs to
weird?
be more interactive.
Have you guys tried a second screen experience yet?
Second screen?
Walking Dead on AMC has like a AMC Walking Dead app that you can you sync basically with what you're watching, and when one of the characters finds a necklace, they'll be like, "Oh, do you remember when this necklace was dropped in episode 5?" Right? And then you can vote on things.
No, not yet, but I like that.
It's extremely distracting.
Well,
It is very hard to watch TV and sit there and stare at your tablet and go back and forth. I love the
idea is good.
and maybe I'm not a marketer.
I may be
who
aging
can do
myself
8 million things at once.
again, but do you remember Smell-O-Vision?
Oh God! Wow.
No, nobody remembers. It was similar to the same thing. Something would happen on the TV, and they'd be like, "Hey, scratch number 1 to smell what Bart Simpson is smelling right now."
I remember
and then
that.
you would smell, and be like, "Oh my God, that's terrible, Bart. Why are you smelling?" But yeah, it's the same thing. It's interaction. How much time we got running here?
We're good.
Oh, we're good. Okay, the interaction is definitely important. Once that's integrated with us gamers, I think a lot more people will switch back to TV. We've lost all space on TV. And do you guys even want it, though? Because I know both of you two already DVR a lot of stuff, right?
I just only watch
Only DVR?
I only stream online.
And then you have no...
I watch sport. Sports is the only thing I'll watch live.
Yeah.
And they had something... Didn't they have something one time where it was interactive with sports?
I don't know. I know that that Xbox and their deal with NFL is supposed to bring some kind of augmented reality or some sort of
I know it has the stat tracking and
special things that'll
stuff.
pop up on the screen.
Say you're watching Dallas play, and you have your tablet in your hand, and this would never happen, but they give you a playbook.
Garrett's like, what should I do?
Exactly. And the country is voting, and he can either look to the country or pick from his own playbook, of course. And then he just one time just looks over and he sees, hey, Corey from Sacramento said,
That's interesting.
That would be
because-
really cool, just in an extra game out of the year,
Just
doing something like that.
Well, what's interesting too is, dude, I'm gonna space on it. But what's that thing with the collective knowledge of people always being right?
the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type of thing?
I think that used the principle of the ask the audience.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. Someone tweeted
What is
to
that,
us
theory or something
Yeah,
like
there's
that?
this theory of crowd knowledge, and that would be really interesting to let America coach a team.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let us call every single play and just see what happens.
do it like a players bowl, or something like
Yeah,
that.
at the end of the season.
That'd be
You
a
have the
very
Pro Bowl and
interesting.
America's Bowl.
That'd be an
Yeah.
an experiment just to see if you have a million people and just go with whatever play the people think.
Yeah.
But I think that's the future. The 3D TV and everything like that, that'll probably get swiped under the rug. High def is always going to get better and better and better. But I think real, true interaction, tablets are becoming
more commonplace.
Yeah, becoming more commonplace. So I think that's the next step, is to interact with the people outside of your shows and stuff like that.
I feel like such a technology dick sometimes because I go back to the times when I used to work at work. Well, I work currently, but when I was at work and we had a full tower PC, you're like, oh, this is inconvenient. I wish I had a laptop because then I can move to the other side of the building and work.
Yeah.
And I get my laptop, and every once in a while I'll move it to the other side of the building and work. But then I'm like, this is hard. I need a tablet now.
Wow. Now you're going to be like, this is difficult. I need my watch just to move around.
What's a watch?
Need my Google
Wow.
glasses.
That's going to be awesome whenever that gets
Yeah.
out and average on everybody else.
I think the biggest draw for Google Glasses for me is that there's just so many moments that pass by so fast in life that you can't capture. But if I had the glasses on my face and I could just take a picture of that ugly ass car on the side of the road or somebody's just retarded buckwheat looking hair that I saw at the Kings game,
Are you gonna say
it'd just
some
be
chick's cleavage or something.
Yeah,
It's
Just
exactly-
hold that. You're going to see a whole bunch of
That's
shots
all
like
it's
that.
going to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the internet. It's the whole argument.
And
we had
we've been
earlier in
talking
the
about
week.
that too. Just the evilness. See, there's that crowd knowledge, and then there's just crowd evilness.
But
and-
we got to see all that stuff,
Yeah.
and then we'll deal with that
It's
type
not
of
going
crowd
anywhere.
later. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. We have totally skipped past VGA talk. And
Well, we've been really hitting the negatives.
yeah, we hit all the negatives. Now that's what I was going to
Okay.
allude to. The positives. What games that, because you guys saw some of the trailers for the games. We had the Donkey Kong. We
Yay.
had
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. We had Tom Clancy's
Division. Dying Light.
You mean Dead Island 2? Yeah.
Didn't they do a Dead Island 2 already? Riptide?
Riptide.
Yeah, Riptide, kind of an expansion, maybe?
Yeah, it was an expansion, not a full 2. They came out and said, this is not Dead Island 2. This is just a continuation of
What are
Dead
you guys
Island.
excited for, though, if anything, from these games?
Excited for Tomb Raider.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. I don't think the people that made Tomb Raider are excited for Tomb Raider.
No, honestly, I think Square's relaunching it just to get those extra sales because they considered Tomb Raider at launch for PS3 and 360 a failure because it didn't move enough units in that first 2-3 weeks or a month, whatever their quota time is. They considered it a failure, so they're like, hey, we can do a simple HD touch-up and sell another couple 100,000 units and salvage some. I mean, and they already said they're making a Tomb Raider 2. They already announced that that's coming, which I'm excited for. I love the Tomb Raider game was great.
South Park.
Is
What do you got, Corey? What are you excited for?
I like the Snowdrop engine. I was pretty impressed by that. Seriously.
You watched it twice, yeah.
I watched it twice. I think that is like where next gen's going to begin.
So, so for maybe anybody who didn't pay attention to the awkward awards, what was Snowdrop? What was big for Snowdrop for you?
Snowdrop for me, like what really set it off was when he was shooting bullet holes through that sign, and then the light was shining.
So you like
through.
the light special effects?
Yeah,
pretty
no,
much?
just the engine itself. I'm gonna get the Division, but just because it looks fun, and it's multiplayer, and that's basically what we do.
That's what, yeah.
And but just seeing like I told the guys this too. Like I've never had a fully automatic submachine gun and walked towards a vehicle and shot the hell out of it in real life, but I feel like if I did, it would be like what I saw in that trailer.
Like that's it.
Yeah, like just the way the car was shaking a little bit and the holes. It was
Until you buy a gun and you realize it's nothing like that at all.
that's the first thing I'm going to do when I get a gun.
You're going to shoot the side of a police car. We do not condone shooting police here on the video game.
We do not condone shooting anybody in real life.
Yes,
Video
at
Game
all.
Bang.
Definitely. Now, see,
Keep it digital.
There was also Tim Schafer's game. Now, I don't know how familiar.
What was that? Broken Life?
Broken Arrow? Broken
Panel?
Broken Sword?
Broken.
But it made $3 million from a Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Schafer, even though he's a developer and he's developed on the big boy systems, he's one that I'll actually give a pass to because he's kind of the underdog in a lot of this stuff.
Well,
his games are awesome.
His games are great.
Yeah,
They always. Oh, go ahead.
Have you played any of them, Corey? You're Googling
Broken Age.
Broken
I was
Age?
trying to find that title.
Oh,
for you
okay. Have you played any of Tim Schafer's games?
guys. What are some of them?
Brutal Legends?
Psychonauts, Stacking,
Brutal Legend. Yeah, I played that.
Jack Black.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be
Jack
the one
Black.
you'd play.
That's Tim Schafer. What'd you think about that game?
It was good.
Good? See,
yeah, it didn't hold my attention through the whole game. It was.
I've heard that towards the end it kind of goes to strategy.
Yeah, the story was
Totally.
really funny, and it was good writing. And then you kind of hit a point where you're like,
that first time you have to do the strategy battle. As
Yeah,
soon as I got to
that's
that, I was done. I
that's
quit.
what it was.
I was done. It was an unneeded element in the game, and it was poorly.
Exactly.
It just wasn't. It didn't show off of the game because the rest of the game is action and hack and slash and upgrading your car and doing side quests and stuff, and then you get to this RTS on a console, which isn't done. It's hard to do it in the first place, and for them to just try to add it on top of everything else they're already doing in the game,
So this new one, because Mark, you can attest to this.
Uh-huh.
Tim Schafer does pretty good job with stories.
No, his stories are great.
Psychonauts was pretty awesome for the story and everything like that. And this new one, this Broken Age one, looks like it's going to be a very story-driven game. But do you think that it's going to get any type of light like any of the other games?
No.
And to me, that's sad.
I agree. I think that's kind of the hand Tim Schafer's been dealt in this life
It is.
for game developing.
Yeah.
Is he's got such great talent, but nobody gives him that. The mass audience doesn't see the appeal of it. It's that niche audience like us that appreciate true quality in games. I think the real big thing that Tim Schafer really just needs, I think he needs a license. He needs a licensing right. He needs to get licensed on a big name thing, kind of like Telltale Games. I mean, they'd made 6, 7, 8 games before. They did Walking Dead.
They're about to make 6,
And
7,
now-
8 more.
Yeah, and I mean, Walking Dead. Telltale just announced they're doing a new Borderlands. They're doing a Game of Thrones type of game.
Yeah, that one is.
But I mean, I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan. I'm probably not going to play it.
Wow.
I'm behind.
That's
I like
archaic almost.
I kind of liked Aaron's analysis of the Game of Thrones, though.
It was spot on, was it not?
It was definitely spot on how it seemed like the developers had no idea what they were going to do with the Game of Thrones. All they know is that they got a contract to do a Game of Thrones game.
And
they couldn't pin down any details whatsoever.
Yeah, you know how that's bad is when somebody that's not really immersed in the gaming world or in the development world, like Joel McHale, can kind of tell that when he's doing the interview with these two guys on the couch. You know,
That's pretty bad.
And so they're very transparent. The whole interview was like, we can tell you guys really have not touched a keyboard to even write a bit of code on this game.
Well,
so let's stop it.
Though, to be fair, Telltale, they've got a lot on their plates right now.
Oh yeah, they do. But that's whose fault is that? It's Telltale.
Well, but
That's a good problem.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good problem to have. But I can also see it as Game of Thrones is probably their last project they're working on right now. It's mainly because they've got Walking Dead season 2 coming out, which is their biggest license. Where they're making most of their money off of now.
Yeah.
So that's where their mindset's at right now. They're doing that. They've got the Fables that they're doing on, which is amazing. And then they just added Borderlands and Game of Thrones. I'm sure the only reason why they've probably got more stuff on Borderlands is because it's more gaming oriented already.
Yeah.
So they probably I'm sure Anthony Birch probably helped them out with like the trailer or the story, whatever they wanted to do.
I
I'm
hope
not
he
sure.
didn't. I'm sorry.
You don't like Anthony Birch because he
killed Roland.
He killed Roland.
And,
he killed Aaron's
he's
digital persona. And
he's got to talk to me on that one.
Thankfully,
Anthony Birch, we need to discuss your reasoning for killing one of the main lead black characters in a game.
And then replacing him with a nice chiseled chin white guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay with your decisions.
Axel.
I'm okay with your decisions.
So
Anthony
what
Birch.
Telltale Games, like you said, alluded to earlier, they announced during the VGX that they're going to be doing another Borderlands. They're doing, of course, the Game of Thrones, and then whatever other projects.
Mm-hmm.
What big licenses do you want to see them pick up? Wait, first of all,
That's a good
Telltale?
question.
first of all, did you guys both play the Walking Dead one?
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Okay, so you know the feel of how they roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now, what big license would you want to see Telltale slap their nice seal of approval on?
That is a good question, sir.
I'm thinking Mario.
I honestly,
Terrible.
I'd almost like to see something Marvel
Ooh,
comics. I mean, kind of already lend themselves really well to that kind of interactive.
If done well. Yes.
I could see them taking maybe a semi-obscure Marvel hero and giving him take Arrow. Making an Arrow.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
he's not obscure anymore.
Not
now.
anymore, but
And he's
you
not
know.
Marvel.
Well, okay. I'm sorry.
Fuck out of here.
So Hawkeye. You want
Hawkeye.
There we go.
Yes, we're going to Hawkeye.
Telltale.
No,
What-
I no.
Where are you
Okay,
coming from,
okay.
Corey?
DC, a DC hero.
Where are you
then.
coming for?
Arrow.
He's already taken the comic book. Is there any other?
I don't know. It lends itself to like a thriller or something like more investigative.
So we putting movies
So,
on this bad boy?
I'd say Nancy Drew.
Yeah. You know what? Tell you the God honest truth.
Or
They
Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. You redeemed yourself.
There we go.
You had to switch it up at the last minute.
Good save.
Yeah, they can do. They seem right now to not be able to do any wrong. I haven't played that Wolf Among Us, but I've heard it's getting decent reviews, and that's Telltale, right?
Yeah, that's the Fables Wolf Among Us.
I think the way they do it too, they could if they do it right, and they could choose honestly, Nancy Drew. If Telltale were to go throw themselves at a Nancy Drew type character or something that like my wife or people's girlfriends would listen to or watch, I could easily see them getting into a game like that, like a gateway game.
No, definitely.
And put it right on the Wii, right?
Throw it right on the Wii.
Which we got to
Why
play a
isn't it
little more. though.
Telltale games. Do they have any
Wii
of their
games?
games on iPad or anything?
Yeah, the Walking Dead is.
The Walking Dead is
Walking
an iPad
Dead's
game?
on. Yeah, it's on iPad.
You think that'd be a transition for those non?
Oh
I think
yeah,
that-
for sure.
If I was trying to convince Elizabeth into one, and they had a Hunger Games one, let's say.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's another license. They
Yeah.
probably. You know what? We're probably giving them way too much information now. And getting no residuals for it right now.
We need to.
They're sitting and listening. Oh, Hunger Games, huh? Marvel, Arrow is it?
It's really a good idea to get like not cross-platform, but cross-genre or cross medium,
Uh huh.
because you can use books, movies, TV shows that you're into, and everybody wants to interact. When I'm watching Prison Break back in the day, or Game of Thrones is perfect. I love the Game of Thrones world. I can go into theories with my friends at work all the time. It's around the water cooler. That's what we talk about. And
Work has a water cooler.
Actually,
Who's-
yeah, we do.
I'm gonna say, who
Say-
doesn't now?
Well, mine.
That's it.
The coffee machine. Or whatever. But to actually be able to interact in that world is awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
No, I agree.
it's just one way to get you deeper into their story.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's a big thing we were just talking about, interactivity. That's what we want.
If I had to choose anyone, and it's probably going to sound very cliche since we played it earlier today, but I also put it in my article. I'm a big fan. I would want to see a Mass Effect. I think that universe is big enough, and their storytellers collaborating with Telltale. I think that
Don't you get that in a Mass Effect game just with awesome shooting and
you
action
do
gameplay?
You do. You already do.
You'd want to play a watered because basically at that rate it's almost a watered down version.
But I'm thinking more of it as a side story that would get you extra stuff for your main story.
It's like a mobile companion.
Like a mobile companion.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what I'm
I like
looking
that.
for. And then also, because you guys didn't even get to see the ending and how horrible it is for Mass Effect, somebody needs to save it and rewrite that ending. And I think Telltale could probably do that and redeem the whole series. But turn around, because I actually have how much time. How much time do we have left?
We're good.
Because we're not going breaks, right? We're just driving this bus right on through.
This bus is going straight to
All
Grandma's
right
house.
then. So let's switch it up now. VGX and all in all.
Wait, can I just
awkward.
say one more thing?
Go ahead.
No Man's Sky.
Yes,
It's going to be freaking amazing.
We didn't
need
even
to cover
touch it.
real
Yeah,
quick.
that's definitely.
It's Minecraft, but
Well,
everything I wanted Minecraft to be.
Hold that back because we saw no crafting. He didn't kind of even allude to crafting yet. He did say combat and space combat.
I'm sure if we go back and dissect it, we can get some more out of it because it was just him playing. We were just
Yes.
watching like alpha footage, or we were just seeing. So you could see health bars, you can see,
You see ammo.
you can see
Your
there's
HUD,
an ammo
your
system.
general HUD, basically.
General HUD. looked
Something
okay.
that I noticed as well, because it was seamless. Well, as much as we could see seamless ground to space travel.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It looked like they had what do you call it when you go extremely fast? Jumping
Light
speed.
Yeah.
Warp
Yeah,
speed.
light speed. It looked like that's what he did at the end of the trailer. It looked like destructible. I want to say destructible environments because he shot the asteroid and then flew through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I want to tell everybody too. So, drawing the comparison to take it different than Minecraft, it appears that this game is going to be only online. So you can't just create your own world. You have to-
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, the world is as big as you want to travel.
And it seemed like it's just because it's just a universe after universe. that you
Yeah.
travel
What's
into.
that called when it generates as you're going through?
Procedurally,
Procedurally, graphically. That's crazy. So the world is basically, if you don't know what that means, as you're traveling through the world, it's generating it as you're moving.
I want to know how far that. Like, I understand this is still very, very early in the game,
Oh, now we're gonna get into existentialism here. Because
but like, how far? Yeah, like, is it just
you ever thought
infinite
about that, dude?
space? No, because
How
that
far
just
does
makes
it-
somebody crazy. That's what that would do. But
do you
yeah,
think that now we're gonna turn into the Joe Rogan experience?
oh
I
my
don't even
gosh.
want to get into it. I don't even want to give it into it. Does the universe end somewhere?
I
I imagine.
Is
it
there a
has to.
wall?
so
But
then what's beyond
What's
that wall,
beyond that
Mark?
wall?
Exactly, dead air.
They just close it off with black holes everywhere. Warp
So
shit,
are you saying
like
the
warp
universe
holes.
is procedurally generated?
We need some pot. We need some pot right now,
terrible.
Mark. I know you guys.
Let's bring it
Oh,
back.
wow.
No, let's
Wow.
bring it
What?
back around
What?
to No Man's Sky.
You're the lighter skinned, and I know.
Wow.
Yeah, it
I've
would be
been
racist if I
propositioned.
accused Aaron.
That's terrible.
I think you'd be the closest one to holding
It's
Mr.
a-
Jägermeister.
It's an
Oh.
it's an
Oh,
MMO.
Mr. Mimosa.
Hey, those are some good ass mimosas. bro.
I don't even know where we've gone so far now.
Aaron doesn't drink.
It's a MMO, so that means we're going to have a lot of people playing online, and the world that they said they've set up here is set up for that. So are we ready for space travel now that we've stayed on Earth and built all these cube-looking things?
I am.
And what are we looking for from this? I mean, we're excited for it, but what are we really looking for
I'm
from
looking
this game?
forward to playing with you guys, getting like a group of friends, and exploring a new planet because each planet's going to be unique from what he said. So they're going to have different creatures. They're going to have different weather patterns.
Yeah.
So like in Minecraft, if you walk, it'll say, "Oh, I'm going to generate snow here," and then I walk this way, it's going to be a desert here. I think we're going to get more variation. So this might be like a Hoth type planet with acid rain every couple days or something. Or this one has giant snake beasts that are going to come out of the ground.
That's one thing he did say. You're not always on the top of the food chain, whatever planet you go to.
So I think like I want to get my friends, go find a good planet that's habitable, make it habitable.
Make it habitable.
Or if we can, and then start venturing out from there for supplies. It just seems like maybe try and steal from other people.
No, I mean, getting our normal Xbox Live party together. We usually have 8 of us in a party, and then there's usually 2 or 3 that can't get into the party.
Yeah.
So
what are we looking for, Mark?
Honestly, I want to see innovation. I want to see something new that you haven't seen in these open world exploration type games. I want to see something different. One idea, just kind of throwing it out there, I want to see, go into different worlds, and maybe it doesn't apply to this game, but like different rules on these different worlds where different things react differently because you're on this different planet.
Gravity?
Like
Gravity.
that.
Yeah.
Like gravity is, that's a real obvious thing, but I mean, maybe, fire doesn't burn you or something on this world for some strange reason or whatever, just kind of inverses the laws of physics and other types of things, those type of, cool things.
That would be awesome. Like the really rare berries or a potion or
Rare berries.
Like, and then you find someone in your galaxy or who comes to your planet with like, hey, I got some
Rare berries.
I got some
That
berries
let you breathe
from,
underwater.
Gumshi Glock.
Wow.
And
So you're not naming the planets whenever we get. But then we get online, Corey does not name the planets.
No,
Everybody.
he is not allowed to host.
$1 million denarii.
Except from Googly Glock. Like, where's Googly Glock at in the Schlanlen star system?
Someone else isn't helping.
So what about characters, though? So we've talked
I
about
don't
what
care.
we're going to be involved, but like I'm thinking
He said
Oblivion.
He said it's going to be first person. It's only first person, he said.
So it was Oblivion or Elder Scrolls series. Like, how some characters are immune to poison.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about
So
like
what if
that
I went to your planet, Mark, that
want-
has the fire that doesn't hurt me, but it actually
will burn the crap out
it'll
of you.
burn because my race is different from yours.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Like, I like
we
the
looking
aspect
for something
of
like that too, or no?
I'd be more interested in sticking with the Minecraft type deal and
Okay.
just doing like
Everybody-
user created skins if you want to do, or just.
But I'm talking about traits. Bump all the skins.
I'm
I'm talking about alien race traits. Your character can breathe underwater, and you just happen to inhabit a planet that's all water.
Mm-hmm.
My character is just a regular person. I come to your planet and I'm trying to take over your stuff. It's kind of difficult for me because I have to breathe.
You got to go find those rare berries.
Hey,
on,
I gotta go
on
find
planet
those-
Gluck-
I didn't
Gluck-
Blue
Glock-
block.
Gluck-
Yeah.
Glock.
You must have read my mind because the berries do let you breathe underwater.
Well, see, there you go.
See?
And I'm looking for stuff like now. If you mix that innovation with your personal character, with the innovation of a universe, I don't even know where you go from after that. That's just like the epitome of games.
You know what I want to see now? Just talking about that, where you have these different planets and different things. I want to see like a Marvel universe where each character kind of like Green Lantern had, the Green Lanterns all have their planet that they live on.
Oh,
the planets, and
That's
or
also,
the planets where they all group on, and then they.
that's
each
also
come from
DC,
their-
not Marvel.
You
Oh
know what
my
I mean?
God, Mark, swing and a miss.
I am drunk. I'm gonna go home. I'm drunk.
Yeah, that skin.
But no, but I'm saying, but it's the same kind of idea that superheroes or whatnot, and you have DC, you have a whole planet of everybody who has the same, all Flash, everybody's superpower, all these different. I'm just gonna use DC
He's
for
gonna-
tonight. That's all that's on my mind.
He's gonna say
Apparently,
DC. Everybody has Quicksilver's power.
but I mean, like, think about it. If we take it to another level, we go, DC Universe Online. They upgrade it to where you can go to all the different planets for all the different type of DC.
I think just the fact that they're going out beyond one planet is amazing.
I'm
I agree.
so happy this game is going to exist.
Yeah.
I'm just so like, this is new. This is refreshing. This is like what
This
needs
is
to
next
happen.
gen, I think.
And it's indie.
And it's going to be on a console, right?
And it's only 4 people making it.
That's the crazy part. 4 people they must have been started this project in 1992.
4 Brits. They're from England, yeah. They've done a game before. They did the
Joe Danger on the
which I never got
PlayStation.
to play.
Well, the first one I think was only on PlayStation. That's probably why. And then the second one, I know, came over to 360. Joe Danger 2.
So they're familiar with the whole console space.
With making games, yeah.
And that's good. I like that. It's not like it's a PC developer coming over and trying to, do something. So, and then what's exciting is that it's a console game,
Yeah.
Usually hear about this thing a PC first or something like that. Like, oh, we're thinking about console, but now we got this a console game that they say is going to be hardcore for us. So
I don't think I talked to you guys about this pre-show. And
No.
since we're talking about consoles and PCs, I think it's worth mentioning. Twitter exploded this week.
not just Twitter.
I saw them. I saw the message. Yeah.
There's messages on SoundCloud. Like the gamer community took what we had to say to extreme offense and replied.
You should have queued some up before the show or something like that. That's what should have happened.
I can get
You know,
some. I'm
for-
sure.
Well, yeah, work on that real quick.
I mean, well, right there a little bit on that before we bounce back and forth.
Uh-huh.
One of the big things I wanted to throw at you guys, because I'm the only person here who does PC gaming
much.
between the three of us. or
Well,
whatnot.
I don't know if that's fair. I
What do you play regularly on PC?
Would you call myself
today
on a PC?
nothing. But
Regularly, I didn't ask today.
He used to play Minecraft.
I played a
pretty good
lot
deal.
of
Okay.
Minecraft.
Okay.
I
Hours
played
and hours
a
of it.
lot of Dragon Age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skyrim. I never played Skyrim on a console.
Okay.
Before that, it was.
Did you didn't do Mass Effect on? Was Mass Effect even on PC? Part 1?
No, I think 3 was the only one they put on
Oh,
PC. I
okay.
think, if I remember.
When I
right.
got the job, one of the jobs I had before was like an overnight shift, and so I knew like I had to get a laptop. And so when I did, I got an Asus G Series, one that I knew could handle productivity for editing videos. But I got one that had the NVIDIA GT. Actually, I can look at it.
He's like, it's right next to me.
Yeah, the GeForce
well,
260M. So I could play games. I can't do nothing on ultra settings, whatever they like to
okay.
say.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, basically, the only point I was just basically putting out is the chipset and stuff they put in our consoles, our next gen home consoles. It's PC parts.
Yeah.
We're literally playing PCs that are just
Mhm.
streamlined for narrow-minded audiences for the consoles.
Wow.
I don't want to say narrow-minded, but
Well, you
like,
just
I
did.
did.
You
But I
just
mean, that
did.
kind of it narrows down your options. There's more variety
I would like to
than
say.
the last generation.
I would like to say it makes it more convenient.
That's all consoles are.
Yeah, it's all convenience, and I think that's to me where the console war, where the consoles and the console war win is the convenience.
The thing about PC and it was kind of misconstrued. We went off on a tangent.
Did we
because
see anything? Because you were pulling it up.
No.
Did we get anything from the Twitters?
I was being extremely critical. Most of it was in jest because we had.
No,
this
don't back away
no,
now.
No. I still believe that consoles are the way to go.
Okay.
and that they come up with ways to say it's cheaper to have it because Steam goes on sale all the time, and there's merits to that. But just I'm one of those guys I'm obsessive. If I start doing PC gaming and really want to get hardcore about it, and not just like on a laptop, but I built a gaming machine, I'm going to be one of those guys who's spending $800 on a damn card all the time.
That's usually what the PC gamers are.
A lot of them are.
Would you say you prefer the PC, Mark, because of it's more open than a console would be? You got your mods,
Yeah.
download from any.
Yeah, I like my options where I can do whatever the hell I want.
But
Like,
see, this
there's
is where
almost no restrictions.
it's kind of contradictory because as open as the PC is, there's so many exclusives on consoles.
Oh no, I agree, and that's why I buy my consoles. I buy my
think
consoles
that's-
for my exclusives.
I think that's where the money's at. And one of the guys mentioned something about like graphics because I was mentioning graphics are marginally better on a PC than a console.
Marginally, like right now.
Yeah. And his thing was that he's talked to a bunch of developers, he says, and the reason that it's not worth creating a crazy, amazing next like game on the PC because
Nobody can.
it
run
has to be compatible with the consoles too to be successful.
that, and it also, you have to look at a majority of PC users. There's that, 20%, I'd say, that have their PCs constantly at the perfect, upgrade, all their newest chipsets as soon as they come out. It's 20% of the community, I'd say. I could be way off. But, you look at a game like Crysis 1 when that first came out, and nobody could run that on the maximum settings when that first came out.
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
so it didn't get a lot of love. It got a lot of, love for being the best looking game out there, but I mean,
Couple of
what-
awards, too.
yeah, but what good is your game at being the best looking if nobody can play it? Who's going to buy a game they can't play?
And that's it. It
You know?
doesn't. I don't
So-
think when they make games, they don't. I don't. Well, that could be wrong, But I don't think they have in mind, let's make this for the lowest common denominator at the point. Like, hey.
No, I think they do.
They do?
I think when they go and making the games, it's kind of like the 360 and the PS3 launch when those even actually through the whole sale of those console systems, they still package those with standard definition cables.
But where do they put the bar at then? That's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to have a better graphics card than I am or something like that because he can afford it, person A. But as a developer, how do I determine what the mass has right now? With Xbox, with PlayStation 4, I can determine that because everybody has the exact same thing.
No. But
so how do I say, hey, everybody has this one minimum in their computer, so let's make the game for this one minimum?
I'm sure they go back, like they take, they look at what the newest graphics card is, and then they go back, probably 5 generations of each graphics card or something like that. 5 to 10 generations of graphics card.
Kind of seems like an imperfect system.
I'll have to look at a bunch of I don't have many physical PC games anymore to see what they go, because it's all digital now. But I'll fish out a couple and see.
And it's been in the digital area. It's been
out.
Above the consoles for quite some time right now. Of course, you can download games from all different ages and stuff like that way before the consoles had. But so it's definitely it's better. This console war, I don't think it's as big now. It's kind of being overshadowed by the actual console war, the Xbox and PS4. But yeah, you still will get from small little things that we say on the show or little things you might write. You definitely will get some flare-ups because those PC gamers, they're not always
the thing. The master race, that's what they call themselves. And people, if you don't game on a PC, they call you a peasant.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I would love to though. I would love to debate back and forth. Which one is better? Because I would definitely win. I mean, that's just hands down. I'm sorry.
We'll have to get that one set up. The my take on it was the PC gamers are hardcore. That's what they do, and that's what they love.
Yeah, they're hardcore.
It's just a certain set of elitism that you get in every kind of industry that I don't see. Even though I play games on PC, you would never know because I'm almost ashamed to tell people I play games on PC because I don't want people to look at me like I'm a dick.
I don't know. I don't get that. Well, because I don't play games.
And I think the main people that were, and we asked for it. That was the thing. We totally asked for it.
We poked the hornet's nest.
Yeah. So the main people that were replying, though, belong to a website.
They have a house? That makes it easier to bomb.
Yeah, they have something. It's
don't say you got a base that's just out in the open like that.
I could look it up.
Okay. How much time we got left? We got enough time to talk about this Wii?
Say we do a quickie.
Okay, so quickie. Tonight we got to play on the Wii U. We got to switch it up a little and go to hardcore games. Quote fingers in there. Call of Duty, Mass Effect 3, and Tekken Tag 2. So Tekken is your game, Corey.
Yeah, and I thoroughly dominated you.
Okay. All right.
I just had to get that in there because Aaron always wins in the damn games. And finally a game came up where I was able to beat not Aaron, but Aaron and Mark on a team.
If I can recall, Mark Griffin, the last match was
I picked Jack, okay?
Hold on.
Who's been around since Tekken 1, who you should already know the moves since Tekken is your main fighting
totally
game.
Different.
First of all, Tekken, if anybody has never played the game, has 4 buttons. All right, people? Now, I've never really played a Tekken game outside of the arcade. So not knowing that this only has 4 buttons, it was a shock to me because Street Fighter has 70. And
to clarify something, before Aaron started playing with us, Corey, I believe I was the one doing the dominating on you.
Wow, I had to get my stuff together, first of all, because who did I use?
I don't remember, but
I
just remember.
It's totally not the same anymore.
Eddie Gordo, I know him to be a good player.
Eddie Gordo is not as slick as he used to be.
How did it look, everybody, though? At least
graphically
great.
Looked the same to me as on the 360 and PS3.
And after you're done looking,
I would want to agree, but there was just weird things like
there was some weird texture.
Sometimes I would turn into the Silver Surfer. You know that
that wasn't a move?
That famous DC character.
That wasn't a move. You can get so much hate for that. Excuse me. He's actually a Marvel character made by. But I thought that was a move that you were doing.
No, it happened to me on several characters.
Yeah, there's some
really bad.
Yeah, there's some of that texture popping stuff. I mean, overall, the graphic quality, like some of the stuff we saw, just if you look at it at a glance, looks the same as the other ones. But when you look at it and poke at the details, yes, obviously.
So it's on par with
good enough.
what's out there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a snob at it. It was still fun.
Okay, so after you're done looking at the beautiful woman, you want to feel her.
Mm-hmm.
What did it feel like?
That little controller you brought over felt like I could snap it.
We're talking about the Wii
The
Classic
Wii-
controller,
yeah, Wii
the regular
Classic
Wii
controller.
Classic, not the Wii U Pro controllers. Those damn things are too expensive.
But the
to
button
buy.
setup is very
Terrible.
close to PlayStation.
It is. The button setup is similar to PlayStation.
Got
The big
two
difference is,
thumbsticks?
but the fact that you can't use the thumbsticks.
That's what I was looking for right
No
there.
thumbstick
Fact that you
clicking.
can't- no thumbstick
Can you
clicking.
click the thumbsticks on
The gamepad?
No, the PS4.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you do it on the PS3?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can do
can.
it
That's
since
right, that's right,
PS1.
that's right, that's
It goes all. Yeah, I was about to say it goes back to.
Yeah.
The very first DualShock ones.
One thing about PlayStation, even though I talk crap on them a lot, is that their joysticks always feel like beefy. They always feel like it, and that's why I don't remember being able to click them, but
Oh.
I know they have always been on top of thumbsticks.
So you guys have both played the Tekkens before, though, right? Previous
Yeah.
ones. Now, Mark, because I know you're more of a I'll go out and buy this type of thing. You get joysticks for these type of games?
Yeah, you can get fighting sticks. I actually have fighting sticks, just none for the Wii U.
Okay. Well, I was saying, how does that feel as compared to a
Fighting stick every day of the week.
fighting stick?
Every day of the week. Yeah, it's just so much more accurate when you can just. I'm trying to say this without sounding.
It's too late. Just go ahead and go. It's too late.
Do you like to grab the stick
I
near
do.
the top?
I
There
do
you
like
go.
to grab the. Actually, I like to grab it towards the bottom of the shaft.
I bet you do. Corey, how did you like playing with the
the nubs,
sticks?
the sticks.
Nah, I don't use those. Are
You
you talking
don't?
about the fighting sticks?
No,
Like-
I'm
like
talking.
when you're in the
I'm just
arcade?
talking about because you said when we
Controller.
played another game that you were thumping your.
Yeah, when we played Call of Duty, if I okay, everybody pretend like you're holding a controller, and you want to strafe to the right.
This is the interactive portion of
this
our.
is the interactive portion, and you want to strafe, but you want to look to the left. So you're strafing right and looking left. There's like this collision of thumbs all the time.
that you haven't had that with any
Never
other.
had that with another controller.
Well, I mean, the Xbox is offset,
It's
so
offset,
you wouldn't
and
have
I think
that.
that's why.
Xbox
I think
offset.
that's why Xbox did it that way.
And I just have average size hands. I'm not, these aren't giant hot dog fingers or nothing. So I never noticed it if it happened on the PS3 or PS4. I don't recall that.
It's funny. I have pretty big hands, and I've never had that effect on the PlayStation though. Maybe it's just the way I grip my controllers different. I've
Did we stack them up
Run it?
side by side to see if the actual Wii Classic controller is just actually smaller than the
It must be.
PlayStation?
Oh, it definitely
The
is.
whole thing felt
Then it
just
could've
kind of
just
cheap.
been
How much do those things retail?
It's like 20
Like
bucks.
20, yeah.
Okay, that's
Each one's
fair.
20 bucks.
That's fair.
It's
I would
a cheap
say
controller.
because it feels like you could just snap those thumbsticks off too at any minute.
So we played the Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. We've played that for,
Every system.
yeah. How did it stack up on this one?
Uh,
Let's start with the looks, graphics-wise.
It was on par.
On par
On
again.
par?
Mhm.
Same thing? Well, I mean, they did come out at E3 and say that's pretty much what our system's going to have is what you have at your current,
Yep. So I mean, let's kind of almost put that to bed with the Wii U versus the other systems. Is the graphics are on par with the 360 and PS3.
That's true. Yeah. So if you're out there, don't think
Like-
the Wii U's graphics are terrible.
or
They're
inferior
not
or anything
terrible.
like that. Okay, so here's the difficult one. The controls for Call of Duty.
Awful.
So yeah, we didn't go into the control layout to try and mess with it at all.
But
But
did
we
we
did.
need to? No. We went for,
Oh, for
Tekken,
Tekken
we did,
we
which was
attempted.
terrible.
It's only 4 buttons. It's not like you can really do too much with
Well,
that.
that was
anyway.
weird about Tekken 2. You can't strafe left or you can't move
The
forward
analog
and
stick.
You
back.
can only
with the-
choose your characters with a thumbstick.
Yeah.
You cannot
yeah,
play
That
the
was
actual
weird.
game. But Call of Duty,
Call of Duty. Yeah.
they had a universal button, right? That had you jumped and you ran and you
Oh
ducked
yeah.
with.
yeah.
It was like one button did everything.
It did your run,
It's
your
way
jump,
too much responsibility
your,
for one button.
It
your
definitely
crouch.
is one.
Isn't it your crouch to prone as well?
Yeah, it was too much for, I don't even think they have prone anymore in Call of Duty, do they?
In Black
Oh, no,
Ops
yeah,
2
they
they
do.
did.
They do. They
Black
do.
Ops 2 they
You're
do.
definitely right. We didn't get to do any online.
No, we did, but it was extremely fun again with the Wii U. On Black Ops 2, on any other console, can you split the screen 3 times and fight bots?
I don't think they had.
I don't know.
No, I
because
don't
we
think
never
so.
tried that because
We're
we have
never in the
online.
same room. Yeah,
exactly.
But with the Wii U, you can definitely split the screen 3 times and
Up to 4 players.
up to 4 and set bots. And we just co-opted a little bit through the one of the multiplayer levels. And it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but it still felt like a VGX episode. It was awkward. Like you had thumbsticks clanging each other, and then the universal button, and then I was throwing grenades when I was trying to throw. I don't know.
Growing pains. I mean, it's like I'm sure you could get really good at it, but like you said, if you dedicate your life to Wii U, Call of Duty, and then you step foot in the arena on a PS4 or an Xbox One, you're just gonna get clowned on.
You're gonna be like, why doesn't A jump and run all at the same time?
And you were saying too, like, can you even drop shot?
No, yeah, like some of the techniques, I don't think you can pull off on the Wii U.
Because I think pretty much around the room, does anybody? I'm not a drop shotter.
Nope.
Are you?
Nope.
I dabble a little,
You
but I
dabble?
don't do it.
I hate it. And it's one of the easy things to yell at. So maybe that's a blessing.
A bonus.
Really,
You don't have to worry about
bad controls lead to
Well, I mean,
less complaining.
well,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, and sprinting was too. I don't know. It seemed.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. I didn't even sprint the whole time we played because it was kind of. How did the sprint work? You had to like.
You just tap the button. It was a
Tap
tap. It was kind of like, you know how I think you can do it in Halo, where you can set it to either hold or
Yeah,
tap.
it was like your special ability.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Was
it's
it-
kind of that.
I
that
guess
makes
I
it-
could have,
But see, that makes it sound like it was too much of a chore for you to even care about running in that game.
yeah, and like I told you guys too, in shooters, like running, I'm my own worst enemy. When I start sprinting is when I die.
Because you don't check corners.
Yeah, I don't check corners. I just sprint like an idiot. But if I am actually forced to just walk around like,
Tactically.
Master Chief number 2 or Halo 2, what I call it Master Chief number 2,
yes,
and I'm
you
like
did.
the biggest Halo fan
You're
ever.
You're
Wow.
on that DC and Marvel kick now, aren't you?
It's infectious.
We played
next.
Mass Effect 3. Well, I played
Aaron
Mass
played
Effect
Mass
3.
Effect. I watched.
I played about as much as if anybody's ever played the demo for Mass Effect, it was exactly what I just played. So that was the demo. Felt no different.
Not at all.
No different than me playing on the Xbox. It took a little time to get used back to the controls because it's a wider and it's on that pad. But the only thing that I can feel that I feel kind of left out on is they could have done more with that tablet than just give me the map.
And there might be more features that
And
get
there might
added in
be.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we only, like you said, we only played basically what would have been available via demo. So.
Some things are like, I don't know. It just seems like that thing is begging to put some type of mini game on there. I don't know if you guys played Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars
I dabbled.
on the DS. Did you play it on that
Yeah,
one at
that-
least? When you had to break into a car, you had to unscrew each tiny little screw to open up the panel in the car and then connect the wires to hot wires.
That is work.
That is
But
some
kinda cool.
That's some but it made me feel like I'm really stealing this car as opposed to just jumping in the car and driving away.
I think gamers, like at their core, or I know at least most of us in this room are like masochistic.
Oh, yeah.
Because like a lot of people are raging about the cursing on the sports games.
Uh-huh.
Like if you curse in FIFA or NBA 2K, it'll give you a technical.
Yeah.
And I saw like someone was playing FIFA, cursed, and then the manager, you know how the manager will write you emails telling you, hey,
Really?
good job, or we're going to relegate you or whatever. He got an email from the guy running the club
Uh-huh.
saying like, hey, you're a representation of this team. We can't have you acting that
Wow.
way during a game.
But that's immersion.
That's immersion
Yeah.
to me. Like when I play games, I don't rage and stuff. Typically, I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
so you would do that just because
No, I'm saying that like if it happens, it's going to be genuine, and I'm going to deserve it, and I'm going to
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Immersion is always number one. If somebody can add it somewhere in there, and this is why we were playing. Well, I think why we were trying out these hardcore games on the Wii U to see how immersive they would be with this tablet in your hand as well. See what we can get that we couldn't get on the Xbox 360, and I didn't get any extra immersion playing Mass Effect. He has a whole computer on his arm.
Yeah, you should
That,
have.
that computer should be in my hands.
Right
now.
off the bat, you should have been able to, instead of having to hit pause, instead of having to hit pause and go to your options to see what class you were, it should have been all right
It
there.
should have been right
you should
in
have
my
been able to,
hands.
You should have had your radial menu right there on your bottom screen. Even your
None
I
of
mean,
that
granted,
stuff.
you were a soldier, so you didn't have any
Yeah,
biotic
didn't-
powers,
yeah.
but your biotic power is all right there, so you can just tap.
I saw when you press start though, that radial thing did come up.
Okay, so it just mirrored the TV.
Yeah, but-
Number one wish list on Fallout 4. You guys just made it pop in my head, but is a smart glass version, PSP version, tablet version, whatever consoles it comes out, but
Pip-Boy.
Boy.
Oh yeah.
That's see, and that's like you said, that would immerse you more into the game, right?
Yeah.
Now,
And
would you pay extra money for an accessory that would hold it and look like a Pip-Boy?
Wow.
Yes, he would.
Yes, honestly.
You would look so stupid playing in your living room. What are you doing, Corey? Oh, I'm playing Fallout 4 right now.
Oh, dude, do you guys watch Shark Tank on
Occasionally.
No, I've never seen it. I've seen it on SNL.
You get so you understand at least the
Yeah,
concept.
I do.
There was this one product on this last week. It was like imagine like a circle treadmill. Okay. So and you wear these special shoes that magnetize to this thing. So when you walk, it moves, but you're like locked into this round, like around your waist, like a harness.
Okay.
And so when you walk, the ground moves, but you're actually walking. And
So it's in game too?
and they partnered it with the Oculus Rift.
No way.
So like that's always been the thing with to me with Oculus Rift and what do they call
Google
that? Virtual
Glasses?
reality.
Oh, okay.
Is the fact that like even if you got this awesome reality game and you could look around and see it, like I'm gonna want to walk to investigate something.
There's way too much walking in Fallout.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to fast travel everywhere.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, I walked for about 10 minutes.
But we'd
I'm
all
done.
have like some big ass calves.
But that's cool and all, but it seems like it's more restricting. It's taking you back to a first-person shooter like Return to Castle Wolfenstein when it was on a old. So you're only really doing as much as you can little walks and stuff like that. If you want to play a game, if I'm playing that game with that setup and I'm Spider-Man, how am I diving out the way?
Well, I guess it wouldn't work for everything like that, but like it wasn't more like tiptoeing. Like the dude was sprinting. Like
He can actually run and stuff like that?
Yeah, he was running. Like you're in a harness. You're locked in this, and you're not going to fall over. And these shoes things hooked to the ground or the.
How wide was it around you? Could I make like fast stops and turn a corner or something like that?
It was decently sized. I'd say I don't know. I can't.
$500,000 probably just for you to even play that type of thing.
$600, I think, was the retail for it.
$600?
Yeah, like
No
not
way.
including the Oculus Rift.
Wow.
So you'd have to buy the Oculus Rift separate. But I don't know. I just like knowing things exist and that people are going that way. It worked for a crouch. Like it showed him playing a shooter, and he crouched down, like bent his knees, and his character was down. And he stood up and started running for cover.
Wow, that's total immersion there.
Yeah.
You're inside the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the world's ready for that just yet.
It would take a lot of like real estate in your living room.
Paraplegics would be up in arms.
Yeah, equal rights.
Quadriplegics would be definitely up. Well, not up in arms, but they'd be up.
Messed up.
I don't even think they'd be up actually.
Honestly, I don't know. Did you ever get around to watching that anime Sword Art Online I told you about?
No, I did not.
No, you still need to get around to watching
Sword Art?
Sword Art Online.
I'll check it out.
SAO, it's really good.
SAO.
It's kind of dot hack-esque, trapped in a game world type thing like that. But I mean, that's kind of the whole thing with theirs was you put on a helmet and basically you lay down in your bed and then digital virtual reality
puts you in there,
puts you right in there or whatnot and everything like that.
Weird.
That's the next. Immersion is definitely the next step.
I'm so
with
interested
everything.
in the Oculus Rift. It's not even funny. I want to try one because it's one of those things you can't understand unless you try it.
But isn't it a PC thing?
No, well, at this point, yeah.
Yes.
But actually, the guy that's in charge of Oculus Rift has big goals for it. He wants to bring it cross-platform. He wants to make it a peripheral for Sony, Microsoft, everything.
The Wii? No,
The
you just
ver-
want to stop
I
there.
don't know.
He's like Sony, Microsoft. Those are the big two, right?
Well, they'll get it.
The
and then
Ouya.
We'll get it, and then they'll get it.
Maybe
and
it'll
then-
be on the new Donkey Kong game on the Microsoft.
Yeah, because that's
on the
exactly
Xbox.
what you can't even immerse yourself in that game just by looking at it. That's terrible.
Let's be real. Nintendo, when Oculus Rift does hit the PlayStation and Xbox, Nintendo will get it about 5 years later if they decide to do it at all. Nintendo's usually about
They'll make their own too as well.
They'll either do their own thing first,
It'll be mushroom shaped.
or they'll
It'll be a giant mushroom hat you put on your head.
or it'll be or they'll be 10 years late to the party. That's just kind of Nintendo's thing. They run their own race.
Yeah,
I've
they
said
do.
it before, and
They'll do it when it makes sense to them.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Well, right now we're stuck with the Wii U and overall rating so far because we've played two different type of genres on, I don't even know what we call them genres. We played hardcore and kind of party stuff.
Here's the deal. I have to give it a 5.
Wow, really? Okay.
Out of 10.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to go out of 10. Because, this is only because if I had to rate it as a experience with my friends, I'd give it a 10. I think it's just so fun. It's like board games for our generation. But if I had to say like just playing a game by myself, I'd give it a 1.
Still doesn't have that killer app for you.
Compared to the other gaming consoles, at this point, if I had a Wii, it would get less attention than my PS3, which is Aaron can attest to.
Yeah,
extremely
it's
dusty.
a doorstop.
So, yeah, I have to settle right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle.
When I have friends over, it's a 10. But when everyone's gone and it's just me sitting alone in my room.
Well, I mean, that's kind of how last generation was with the regular Wii. I mean, I don't think anybody bought a Wii outside of launch purchasers. Nobody bought a Wii really as that main console.
I did.
But didn't you buy yours at launch?
No,
No.
I bought mine a year after.
But did you already have your 360?
No, I was in the dark for gaming for a while, people. I literally was in the dark.
I couldn't remember.
For
I
gaming.
could have swore you had your 360
Bought my
first.
Wii system first, and then I played that for a good 9 months, and then it had a baby called the 360. Yeah, what would you? I mean, you've had more experience with the Wii U, so
Mark
yours is probably going to be a
the
little
one to
more.
listen to.
You're.
I'm going to tell you, people, don't listen to mine.
Okay, so Mark, shoot us. What we got?
Overall, I'd give it an 8. You know, I put it up there at an 8. It's definitely not a perfect system. It's got its imperfections, but I mean, it's the best system when it comes to bringing a group of people together. Like Corey said, when you have a bunch of people over, it's the best system for having a group of people over and playing. Hands down, there's nothing that can compete with it. You know, other than everybody bringing their DS, which, you know, whoa ho, Nintendo again.
Yeah.
Nintendo is the best at getting that group together and bringing the family together or friends together to play games. Really, the biggest things killing the Wii U right now is software availability.
True.
A lot of third parties are jumping ship because there's not enough unit sales, and it's because Nintendo system sales are opposite of Xbox and PlayStation. Xbox and PlayStation, they sell based on their name, and they sell, you know, people buy an Xbox or like, you know, Xbox One and PS4. Let's right there. People have bought these consoles not for the launch titles. There's nothing launch title worthiness that is really consoles, you know, not for the masses. It's not a console seller because everything that would be Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, Call of Duty, that's on last gen. You don't have to upgrade to play those. Mm-hmm. You buy those because you know what's coming out. Destiny, Titanfall, The Division. Whereas Nintendo, they're on the opposite track. Their games sell their systems. So as soon as they launch that new Zelda that looks gorgeous that they've shown those tech demos for, that's going to sell another 100,000, you know, in a week. Easy. So, you know,
the big 5 then.
Yeah, it's the big 5. As soon as Nintendo releases one from each of their big 5, that's when you'll see the console sales pick up.
Well, I'm a split the difference, and I'm probably just going to go 6.5. Because I'm, first of all, a Nintendo fan. You know, I love their big 5, and I always roll with them. But I couldn't play it by myself. I think I would. I'm too conditioned by the 360
Seems like
already.
Regardless of the fact that, you know, that you could play Wii games by yourself, why when there's so many better options?
Yeah, like I said, you're already conditioned by the other big 2. If you're PlayStation or your 360, it's your add-on console. I see, just for you and your friends. If you don't have friends, it'll probably get you some friends.
Yeah,
maybe.
Just invite everybody over. Hey, I got a Wii U, guys. What's that?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're the new cool kid in school, work, or wherever, you know, the homeless shelter, whatever you got.
That has the house parties.
Exactly. Overall, yeah, 6.5 I think is right in that sweet spot where I still wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
Until you see those big 5. When your big 5 start coming out, you'll...
But see, even then, I'm kind of, I don't know.
You're just going to wait for me to buy them and bring them over?
Yeah, I mean...
That's honestly...
That's kind of... But
I'll have Super
if
Mario
I had,
next
like,
week.
if I had all the money in the world type of thing, yeah, I'm definitely getting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know how much love I would give it.
Yeah.
I think my biggest...
With all the money in the world, you'd be too busy
doing other stuff, definitely,
hanging out with Justin Bieber at a Lakers game.
Not at a Lakers game.
That's the second Bieber reference.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the first one?
The first one, the awards, People's Choice Awards you made earlier.
Maybe I should have used Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk has won every
Is he?
single athlete award.
When's the last Tony Hawk game that we've seen? Shred?
Why are you even talking about Tony Hawk? He's faded into obscurity.
Hey, I haven't played a skateboard game in a while.
I want to see someone make a viral video with Tony Hawk and Sean White, and like all those other guys who like had a 1-off or 2-off
Matt
video
Hoffman.
games.
Oh, Matt Hoffman.
Oh, yeah,
He
Matt
had
Hoffman.
He had a half off. Like, nobody played that game. I think I played that game on like the Game Boy Advance and still was bad. That's a terrible, terrible thing. We've covered it all.
Yeah.
And we still got plenty more time left. No, we're all rolling. Let's wrap up. Is that what the wrap up symbol is? I'm new to the show business stuff, everybody. So
I thought that was keep rolling. Keep
Oh
going.
no, that was actually just this was two penises.
it's terrible. All right, it's definitely time to wrap this up. All right, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, everybody. Video Game Bang Bang. It's 2 bangs. We're also on Twitter at Video Game Bang. NerdReactor.com. They are our foundation. They are our, I don't know, what's a good word?
The wind beneath our wings.
That's they're the wind beneath our wings right now. For Corey, Mark, and Aaron, signing off. See you when I see you.
Later.